Sophia's Madam Sophie here again to do another eyeshadow tutorial. This time I'm going to be doing a Kente inspired eyeshadow tutorial. If you're new to the Madam Sophie channel, don't forget to like, share, comment, and definitely subscribe. The Madam Sophie channel is about all things sophisticated. So if you know you're a sophisticated lady, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell right next to that subscribe button so that you could be part of the SOPHY-YAS squad and you'll be notified every time I release a video on my channel. To my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in this time around. Thank you for returning to the Madam Sophie channel. Let's jump right into the eyeshadow tutorial.
Okay, Sophia, so right now I am prepping my eyebrows, just making sure that I have a pretty good foundation. Since I'll be working with some color, I intend on making sure that the eyeshadow pop really well. So I am going to go in with the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. This is what I'm going to use to prime my eyes to help these colors pop for this eyeshadow tutorial. Okay, Sophia, so I'm going in the Patricia Bright Makeup Revolution Rich in Color eyeshadow palette. This is the eyeshadow palette I'll be using for majority of this look. The very first color I'm going to go in this eyeshadow palette is the Queen color. I really love this color because it has a pretty neutral skin tone shade to it that's going to work really well with my skin tone. And I'm going to start off with this color because I really want a good foundation before I go in with the brighter colors. So I am going in with the Queen color that is in the first row of this eyeshadow palette. So I'm going in with the color Yes Peaches. This color is pretty good. It has a nice orange tone to it. And I'm starting off with the orange color before I move in with the red color from this eyeshadow palette. So I'm just trying to blend in the color evenly on my eyelid. And again, this is the color Yes Peaches. So I'm going in the color Miss Tropicana. This is the bottom row of the eyeshadow palette. Miss Tropicana is a red eyeshadow shade. I don't know how much of a rich red color you're gonna get with this eyeshadow color, but it works pretty well. It worked. So right now I'm going in the color Trend Setter with my flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm basically going to work this color in the bottom part of my eyelid. I'm also going to try to blend this color in with the orange part of my eyelid. In addition to that, I used an eyeshadow blending brush, a round eyeshadow blending brush for the orange and neutral colors. So now I'm going in the color Green Juice, and Green Juice is more of a bright green color. And just to make that forest green color look a little more apparent, I'm just going to layer it with the Green Juice color. Again, to do that, I'm going to use my flat eyeshadow brush to do this step. Next, I'm going to go in the color Honey Pot. Honey Pot is one of these different colors from this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use my flat eyeshadow brush as well for this part. And I'm just going to use this color to add some glitter to the inner part of the eyelid, more towards the inner corner. So now we're in the color No Exit, and No Exit is a shade that's more on a moss green shade or color spectrum, and it also has some shimmer in there as well. In addition to that, I'm going to be using my eyeshadow, a flat eyeshadow brush, to do this step. This color is more on the buttery side. It's like the honey pot color. This eyeshadow has a consistency that's more on the buttery side. Then we're gonna move into the shade called Miss Call. Miss Call is a darker shade of green, and this is basically the shade I'm gonna be using to add a smoky green look or shade to my eyeshadow look. That color is gonna add a little more dimension to this eyeshadow look that I'm going for. So I'm going to be using my blending brush. As you could see, I'm using a different brush for this step. Just to make sure everything is well together and well put together, I'm going to go back into the shade Honey Pot to carve my cut crease area. So that's what I'm going to use to help with cutting my crease area and to also add dimension as well. So now I'm using the glitter eyeshadow from Heng Feng. This is a liquid eyeshadow glitter shade. It's more on a diamondy side, and I'm going to use this to also carve out my cut crease area. I'm going to be using an eyeliner brush to do this step. Next, I'm going to move on to the loose eyeshadow from Jewelry Cosmetics in the shade White Gold, and I'm basically going to use this loose eyeshadow to add some what I mentioned to my cut crease area and to also add that special glitter or glam that I'm really looking for. I'm also going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush to do this step. To prime the bottom lash, I'm going to go in my LA Gold Cosmetics, my Pro Primer in the shade White, and I just primed my under eye area. I'm going to go back in the color Miss Tropicana from the eyeshadow palette, and not really happy with the red shade I'm getting from the Miss Tropicana shade. Okay, Sophia, so this is the final look. For the bottom lash area, I ended up using the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in the color Uncensored to help make that red color pop in the bottom lash area. But let me know how you are liking or loving this look. Let me know if you think this look is Sophie approved or not in the comment section.
This look, I mainly use the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette. This is a recent collaboration Patricia Bright did with Makeup Revolution. This is actually a 28 color eyeshadow palette. This is the Rich in Color eyeshadow palette. I believe that there are actually two versions of the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette. There is a Rich in Color, and I can't really remember the name of the other one. This eyeshadow palette has 28 colors. There are shimmer colors in there. There are also glitter colors in there, a few mattes, and so on. The colors I mainly used from this eyeshadow palette was mostly orange, red, green, yellow. Bottom lash area, I know I did not record it on camera, but I actually took my Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in the color Uncensored. I put some on the back of my hand. I took my liner brush and I basically was able to line the bottom lash of my eye. This is how I was able to achieve that red color. The red in this eyeshadow palette is okay, but I would not say that it gives you a true red color. That is why I went on and I used the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in Uncensored to add some red to the color, and I really wanted the red to show up because, again, you could obviously see red in this head wrap. So I wanted to represent that color in my eyeshadow look. For lips today, I went ahead and I lined my lips with the NYX Cosmetics Suede Matte Lip Pencil in the Color Club Hopper, and I went on and I applied my Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in Uncensored. What I really like about this palette is you can like fold it all the way back with no problem, which actually is so much better, because you know, sometimes when you're trying to do your tutorials and you're working with a huge eyeshadow palette and it's just taking up all the darn space on your table, that could be quite annoying. So I really like the fact that the palette can actually fold all the way back. So I can have it like this on my table rather than letting it take up all the space on my tiny table that I'm working with. So in addition to that, just a few things I noticed about this eyeshadow palette. I used the color Honey Pot, and I also went ahead and I used the color No Exit. So this is Honey Pot over here, and this is No Exit. These two eyeshadows, I don't know if you could really see it up close and personal, but these two eyeshadow shades have a creamy buttery texture. It is not a powder. Alright, I'm pretty sure if I press my finger in here, you'll actually be able to see the imprint of my finger. Alright, so it's more like a buttery texture. It's not a powder. From these two shades, the only other shades I can imagine having the same buttery texture would be this shade over here, which is called the Love Song. It's more like a glitter, has a glittery, very shimmery texture to it. This one over here is also a glitter shade. It is called Wow. And this one over here, which is called Flames, it is also a glitter shade in the color red. So that is basically my take on this eyeshadow palette. I'm pretty sure you could get a whole bunch of looks from this eyeshadow palette. This is actually my first time experimenting with this eyeshadow palette, and I mean, it's okay. I am just not really a huge fan of the eyeshadow shades that are of a buttery texture. And that is basically my take on the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette. It is SOPHY approved. You could get tons of looks from this eyeshadow palette. I think that the price is pretty affordable, considering that you're getting 28 shades in this eyeshadow palette. I think that this is a pretty good deal. But again, it's okay, and I guess I feel that way too because I haven't given myself enough time to explore with that eyeshadow palette, and I also have a lot more eyeshadow palettes. Like I have a whole bunch of other eyeshadow palettes that I can think about that I can get similar shades in. So that is just my take on this eyeshadow palette. I hope that you guys like the way this Kente inspired eyeshadow tutorial came out. I think it is a fabulous look. I think it really represents the Kente fabric. I was sure to make sure I put in every single color that is part of the pattern that I'm wearing right now. If you're new to the Madame Sophie channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you like, share, comment, and subscribe on your way out. And as you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be part of the SOPHY-YAS squad. And you gotta be part of the SOPHY-YAS squad because number one, you are a sophisticated lady, and two, this channel is about all things sophisticated and you don't want to miss out on that. So you better hit that bell right next to that subscribe button to join the SOPHY-YAS squad. And don't forget to drop something nice in the comment section so that I can officially welcome you to the Madame Sophie channel. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in this time around. I really appreciate your support and you returning to my channel. I will see you in the next video. To be fabulous, don't forget to be amazing, don't forget to be you, and don't forget to be Sophie. Bye, honeys.